This woman grasped the fire pit with a slight push, overturned it onto the floor. Flames quickly engulfed the room, yet she was unharmed. As she walked out of the inferno, millions of people knelt before her, bowing in submission. She was Daenerys Targaryen, the mother of dragons. Her dragon carried her to this vast grassland. By then, Drogon was badly injured, leaving Daenerys heartbroken. But she had to go back to Meereen, where her people needs her. Yet, no matter how hard she tried, Drogon refused to move. Each time she climbed onto his back, he threw her off. With no other choice, Daenerys set out to find food on her own. Suddenly, the sound of hooves filled the air as a Dothraki horseman spotted her. Sensing danger, Daenerys quickly dropped the ring Drogo had given her. Countless Dothraki riders surrounded her, capturing her and presenting her as a gift to their Khal Moro. Khal Moro, struck by Daenerys' beauty, was ready to harass her. In a panic, Daenerys declared her titles. Her words, however, only triggered laughter among the Dothraki. Khal Moro was emboldened, his desire to dominate her growing stronger. Daenerys invoked the name of her husband, Khal Drogo. It worked. Khal Moro released her, promising that no one would touch her. But Dothraki tradition dictated that Khal's widow must live out the rest of her days in Vys Dothrak. Daenerys' hopes of returning to Meereen grew dimmer. Without Daenerys, everything in Meereen seemed to be falling apart. Her dragons, chained in basement, refused to eat without her. Summoning his courage, Tyrion decided to free them.
I'm here to help. Don't eat the help.
After gaining the dragon's trust, Tyrion carefully unshackled them and quickly left the basement.
Next time I have an idea like that, punch me in the face.
Meanwhile, Jorah Mormont and Daario Naharis set out to find Daenerys. Following the trail Daenerys had left, they traced to the Vys Dothrak. By nightfall, they managed to sneak in, finding Daenerys outside with another Khal widow. But Daenerys refused to escape. She had a better plan. Daenerys was brought before the Khals to be judged. They mocked her openly, their vulgar remarks filling the room. But Daenerys remained calm. When they were finished, she stood tall and declared, Her bold assertion enraged the Khals, who scoffed at the idea of bowing to her. In a single, decisive move, Daenerys turned the tables. She overturned the fire braziers, setting the entire hut ablaze. The flames climbed higher and higher, consuming everything in their path. The Khals scrambled for the door, but Jorah and Daario had already sealed their fate. Trapped, the so-called leaders of the Dothraki perished in the inferno. When the doors finally opened, Daenerys emerged, unharmed by the fire, standing tall like a goddess. Awestruck, the Dothraki all knelt before her, recognizing her as their new leader. Having saved her countless times, Jorah was finally forgiven by Daenerys. But when Daenerys approached him, he stepped back and revealed the hideous wounds. He could no longer serve Daenerys. For the first time, Daenerys shed tears for him.
I love you. Goodbye, khaleesi.
Ready to leave, but Daenerys stopped him.
You swore to obey my commands for the rest of your life. Well, I command you to find the cure. When I take the Seven Kingdoms, I need you by my side.
With tears in his eyes, Jorah nodded, vowing to fulfill her command. As Daenerys was leading the Dothraki towards Meereen, Drogon returned, fully recovered. Daenerys, mounted atop Drogon, honored all the Dothraki's riders as her blood riders. Back in Meereen, the situation was dire, and the Sons of the Harpy might attack the pyramid at any time. Suddenly, a loud bang caught everyone's attention. Daenerys and her dragon were back. Daenerys was angry. She wanted to crucify the slave masters, kill all of them and return their cities to the dirt. However, Tyrion disagreed. Instead, he suggested Daenerys to negotiate with the Sons of the Harpy. The three masters, ignorant of the situation, assumed she was there to surrender and made arrogant demands.
Your reign is over.
My reign has just begun.
At that moment, Drogon descended from the sky, landing beside Daenerys. Daenerys mounted Drogon, summoning Rhaegal and Viserion to her side.
Dracarys.
She commanded, and the dragons unleashed their fiery wrath, torching the slavers' fleet. Meanwhile, Daario led the Dothraki into the city, overwhelming the remaining enemies. The outcome was inevitable. Facing defeat, the slavers were forced to choose one among them to die as punishment. Predictably, they offered up their least important member. As Grey Worm came toward him, he fell to his knees and begged for mercy. However, Grey Worm spared him. Tyrion tapped him on the shoulder and told him to take the message back here. If anyone tries to rebel, this is what will happen to them. With her army now stronger than ever, it's time to conquer Westeros. Before departing, Daenerys made a difficult decision. She instructed Dario to stay behind and govern Meereen in her stead.
Fuck Meereen. Fuck the people.
Dario pleaded with her.
I love you. Bring me with you. Let me fight for you.
I can't.
Though heartbroken, Dario respected her decision. Daenerys bid him farewell. She will never again see the man who loves her so much. But she wasn't very sad. What she felt more strongly was her thirst for power. Tyrion pledged his unwavering loyalty to her, and she rewarded him by naming him Hand of the Queen. Clasping the badge onto his chest, Daenerys solidified her trust in him. At last, with her armies, dragons, and allies prepared, Daenerys set sail for Westeros, ready to reclaim the Iron Throne.